Hello and welcome to our summer preview catalog. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Sellner.
Hello.
Today, right now, this video, we're going to take a look at the next 13 weeks of the Free Cheese Podcast. This is every podcast that we'll be hosting over on thefreecheese.com. Got a lot of games we're going to cover, but we've also, Matt, got a lot of just random episode ideas that we're going to fill in the schedule with. Of course, we're going to rank all
Oh
the
yeah.
games that we do play over on the list, which you can find at thefreecheese.com/the list. And we've got, 140 of them now, or as of next week, I think, 140, something like that. We're up there,
A
man.
lot.
We are up there. Matt, what are you looking forward to most in the summer? Not necessarily podcast related, but what's the summer plan for Matthew?
Golfing.
Hey, big golf man. Have you been? You've not
Golfer.
been yet. This is going to be the first
Not
outing.
on an actual 18, but I adjusted something in my grip, actually kayfabe yesterday at a
Wow.
driving range.
Wow.
Did another thing mechanically with my swing that I can now, I'm starting to self-sense things wrong with my swing. And the last 30 balls off the range were
Looking good.
30 of the best golf balls I ever hit, including the last one, the very last ball where I laid into a driver. Typically, that driver can go left, right, 50 yards, 10 yards, 100 yards, whatever. I think that put that thing 200 in air straight.
That's pretty good.
So, so my confidence right now is at an all-time high.
That's really good.
However,
Well, yeah, of course it's going to
we'll
get,
see.
yeah. But you've got to have that, right? You got to have the dips
Yeah. Oh yeah.
so that you
Yeah.
can climb back up.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, no, it took me 130 balls to get there, and balls 40 through 130 were the worst golf balls I may have ever hit in my life, but
Yeah.
we got there.
Uh, yeah, keep me posted. We're going to do golf check ins, I think, throughout the summer. That'll be a good.
What's up with you? What's are you just avoiding the heat outside? What's your game
Generally,
plan
yeah.
here?
No, weirdly, I don't know. I'm getting more excited about summer. I don't know why. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying the break in the weather right now. Grilling a little bit, hanging out outside.
It's been weirdly like cool
Yeah,
for now.
yeah. That's been fun doing dog walks and stuff. Um, Otherwise, I don't know. The only big thing summer wise, I'm gonna turn 36 and I'm gonna watch that Superman movie and maybe DC Comics on film is not doomed, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, check my interest level in Superman because we went from 0 to
Yeah, maybe.
maybe I'll see it.
Yeah, we got to do like a height meter, see where the mat falls on the Superman logo. I'm also looking forward to skateboarding a lot more. Um, this is stupid, but like last summer, I didn't really skate at all because the AirPods I had were trash, and I like the left one would die before the right one would, and I was just like, I'm gonna get new AirPods and then I'll go skate more, and I just never bought them, and then I finally bought them in the fall, so now I've got good headphones to go out to the streets with, and I've got good skate shoes now, because before I had a pair of skate shoes I liked, but I tore a hole in the bottom of them, and I was still using them, but it wasn't great, so more skating. At least until it's too unbearably hot.
Mm.
And then the other big summer thing I think is the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not sure if you've heard of that one, but that one I'm looking quite forward to, which
Yeah, that would
is
be fun.
only a few days away at the publishing time of this video. Like we're literally before we
I
started
know it
recording.
feels weird.
Yeah, I don't I still don't believe it. It doesn't feel like it's actually happening. I'm not gonna believe it until it's in my hands. Yeah. I mean, you were just going through pre-order shenanigans of
Fucking yeah.
yeah,
My credit card is looking out for me, but it's not in a bad way.
yeah, exactly. I guess if you're watching this early in the week before the Switch actually launches, double check with your banks and credit cards that everything is in order. Um, yeah, don't get left holding the bag. Um, speaking of somebody who held the bag, we're going to transition into our summer preview catalog and jump right into sort of what we've got coming up over the next 13 weeks. We'll just do a couple minutes on each episode, what it is, why we're excited about the game or the topic or whatever. And no better place to start than with E3. And you can see the bag holder right there in the background of the image, Mr. Jack Trenton. Right?
I mean, one of, if not the most iconic moment. He holds it.
Yeah, very much. This episode is all about Electronic 3, the E3 Expo, or what once was. The episode itself is the evolution of E3, and we, in it, are discussing sort of the eras of E3, how it shifted over the years, how it eventually died, and how we got to Summer Game Fest, and then sort of our experiences with both. Anything else you want to say on that one? I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
No, I mean, pretty much you nailed it.
Yeah. That's a good one. That one's up Monday, June 2nd. So, like, right now, go check it out. And then next week, we've got our first game getting added to the list, Geometry Wars Retro Evolved 2. It's the second of these. I was going to say who added this one to the list. I added this one to the list. And this one, I added it. This is an old Xbox Live Arcade game that I really loved when I first got an Xbox 360 way back. And it just felt like a good thing to revisit. I also really liked, for us, this season of the Free Cheese, kind of, I approached it breaking the long season of the podcasts into 4 actual seasons that follow the seasons of the year. And for summer, the idea in my head was like, these are the games that they're not new. They've kind of built on something that came before, and they're like at their prime, right? To an extent. We're not going to see all prime games this summer. Maybe, but this was definitely one of those where it was like, hey, it built on a really good foundation. It made it stronger. And I'm excited to talk about that one. What are your thoughts on Geometry Wars 2?
I don't play a lot of twin stick shooters. So I'm curious to get into one of those for the first time in a while. Probably the last time I spent a lot of time with something like that was Resogun.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, no, curious to see how that one shakes out.
Next up, June 16th, episode 614. It's our Nintendo Switch 2 episode. By that point, hopefully, we both have at least a Nintendo Switch. You theoretically should have one, but
the chances are high.
Chances are high. I don't know what's going on with mine, because mine's coming from Nintendo, and I was like, I'm not going to pay for expedited shipping, which I should have just paid the $15 and gotten it, quickly. So I think mine, I don't know what'll happen. We'll find out on this episode, but it's 3 to 8 business days, whatever that means. I should just pay more. I'm looking forward to this episode because it's the Nintendo Switch 2 episode, but really we're going to put sort of the original Switch to bed. We're going to talk about our time with that, our experiences with that, with getting that one, and then we're going to do not like a game ranking, but definitely talk about our favorite games and do like a game ranking, if you will. What are you most looking forward to with Switch 2?
I really don't know. I'm more so. I have. We'll probably talk about it in the episode, but I just have curiosity of what this first year looks like because we don't know a lot.
Yeah,
we really don't know a lot.
No.
Past what, July? Because Donkey Kong's July, right?
That, and then they announced. So we know Kirby Air Riders is coming, and we know that Metroid Prime 4 is scheduled for 2025. The only other official date with a month and a day attached to it is Pokemon Legends
Mm,
ZA just got a date for October 16th. So
right.
I
Yeah.
imagine at some point in the next 2 weeks we get something else from Nintendo. I think they want to get that Switch 2 out this week, but I think like next week they can do like a thanks for buying a Nintendo Switch 2 and for your interest. Here's a bunch of stuff you'll be able to play on it in the next 6 months, maybe.
That makes sense.
Let's jump to the next one. Episode 615 coming on June 23rd. Deus Ex. Matt, you added the Ion Storm classic to the list. What brings
Yes,
us to Deus
sirree.
Ex?
So as you probably have started to sense with this year, kind of an exploration into the many eras of the first-person shooter genre. With with Doom being the inspiration to seek that all out. And I know we don't really do or we didn't really say like we have like a tentpole game, but this was like my
Oh.
let's let's finally take a look at this game because it's iconic. Um, it's a longer one, so that's why I was like hesitant on the tentpole part of it, or that's why I was kind of more announced it like a tentpole game because it's going to be a time investment. But yeah, this is the one that's got away from me for a while as well. I played, of course, the reboots, but finally time to go back to the original, which is I think consistently across the board one of the kind of considered one of the best games of the genre. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I this one's obviously like so storied and beloved, but I've never touched it. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. Because it influenced so much. Like there's so many things that pulled from this and that use this as a reference point. Um, but yeah, let's jump to June 30th. The 50% podcast. This one's one we've been doing the last few years as we go through each season, where we just sort of take a beat. It's our like midway point. It's halfway through all the episodes for the season, and we sort of look back at what we've recorded and kind of recap, explore some of the games that were surprises, both good and bad, and then yeah, kind of look forward to what's next. What do we? Is there usually other? We talk. This is where we talk about like games
Yeah,
outside
it's
of the
a little bit of our
podcast.
current event, uh, kind of a current event check in with us personally as well.
Yeah,
But there's been some shit this year already, man.
yeah, and like I think the podcast is better for us moving away from the more traditional like let's just check in once a week format. And I like that we do a game a week, and but not doing it the old way means that we don't get that opportunity to be like, dude, you got to check out this game, or we do that through text message or whatever else. But like there's no like, okay, let me just for an hour. So that's always a good one for that. And then I don't know if we'll do it, but like a full on thing, but because it is always fun to keep them annually. But I do like the idea of maybe checking in a little bit with where our predictions are so far, because
Mm.
there's been some action. Next up, July 7th, just in time for that aforementioned Superman movie, we're gonna check out Superman for the Nintendo 64 and see how bad it really is. Where do you fall? Do you think this is
You were just talking about like games in their prime, and then I knew this slide was coming like
I
five
forgot. Honestly, I
slide.
forgot. Because in full
No,
transparency, like this was not part of the original plan. Like this was not part of the summer lineup of
yeah,
premiere
no one
games.
really put this on the list. Like this is on the list. No, there's a movie.
Yeah, this was us
We're
looking
doing
at
a
the
lot of
schedule.
shit for stupid, playing terrible games for anniversaries and
Oh
bullshit.
yeah,
I'm
we've
not
done a
looking forward to
lot
it.
of good stuff. Um, I don't think I put the no, I didn't. Oh shoot, I don't have the stream schedule in our slideshow. I'll see if I can slide it in. I don't know that I can. I'll do some stuff. Yeah, we've got some fun coming up for the streams. So stay tuned for Superman. Next one, July 14th, Space Channel 5. We're going to see the other side of Rez, right? So when that team was making Rez, they were also making Space Channel 5. And it's one that I've never fully explored. I've played a little bit of this, and I was surprised that it was harder than I expected. But yeah. What about you? What do you know about Space Channel 5?
For the longest time, I always thought it was like some kind of like voice game or whatever.
Yeah, like a
Up until
thing.
yeah, until I don't know, just a couple years ago, honestly. This was brought up probably within you all talking about the Sega revival and all that stuff. That's probably when I realized that this was different than my original expectation. So I guess I really don't know a lot of this game, not even knowing what it really was for a while. So
Yeah.
no, I'm excited to try it out. This is one of those times where like I like the developer, so I'm just kind of along for the ride, and hopefully it's a good one.
I think we'll be pleasantly surprised with it. I hope. We'll see. Next up on July 21st, we're diving deep into the Endless Ocean on Nintendo Wii. Another one I queued up. This is a series like I always kind of wanted to explore, and this sort of falls in with like the flower that we did in the spring. And didn't we do another one this year that was sort of like exploring the idea of like what is a game? You know, like what can a game be? The other fun thing about Endless Ocean is that it's from Arika, who have made our favorite Tetris games. And they've been like a long time Nintendo partner, so they make cool stuff. Have you looked at this one at all? I did like an exploratory dive, literally.
So I didn't even know this was a game. I may have heard it in passing, but I guess I just kind of, I think I'm at a stage in my life where I just hear Wii and a title I never heard of and just immediately expect it just to be crap. So
Kinda, yeah.
I think I think it fell into that category if I did hear about it beforehand. So
yeah,
no, it was one of those ones that we've seen time and time with me on this list. Never heard of it.
yeah.
We'll see what happens when we boot it.
Next up, 620. We're coming home, baby. July 28th, just in time for QuakeCon or a little bit early? It's Quake 4,
Right,
Matt.
a bit
Brought to
early.
you by... Huh? A little early? Is that what you said?
I said it's probably a bit early. Yeah.
Why Quake 4? Why not Quake 3? What's the deal here?
Did I say it on air or did I just make fun of it in my reveal video?
I think you...
I don't know.
I feel like you said it on air at some point, but...
So 1 and 2 are proper single player campaigns. 3 is just multiplayer focused, and the main campaign is just multiplayer matches against AI. Yeah. So I skipped it, so I skipped a year, and here we are at Quake 4, and hopefully this is the last cry. I just want a Quake game. Quake 5, Quake Infinite, Quake. I don't know. Give us.
Has Dark Ages gotten there for you yet, or are we not? I guess it's still called.
In terms.
I'm just saying, did they go for Quake?
Oh, I don't know yet. I still have little less than half that game to go.
Okay.
As a time of recording, but yeah, no, I kind of want to see the weird end of going back to the Ranger and
yeah, that's
like
true.
the cyber kind of Lovecraftian shit that I know Doom will get there eventually because of that trailer, but I don't know how far they lean into it. But I would just like a proper Quake game. Let's just give us that.
And in Quake 4, I don't know anything about it. I think it's a direct sequel to 2, but I don't know anything about it. I don't even think I know what it looks like in motion. Like Quake 2, I had a good idea going in, but like I feel like Quake 4 just looks like prettier Quake 2, but I don't really know.
I said another reason I mean, Quake obviously put it on there for Quake being Quake, but
Yeah.
also this got us the excuse me, the Raven Software representation in the first-person shooter
Yeah.
j- thingamaroll thing I'm doing this year.
Yeah. Curious to see more Raven. I've always liked anything Raven I touched. So plus they got a good name. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Quake 4. They should also make a Quake 5, but time will tell. Next up, as we step into August, 6/21, we're heading to Japan in a not necessarily a game, but maybe a game. I don't know. We're playing Cosmology of Kyoto, a visual mindscape of old Japan. Matt, where did this one come from? Because this,
A, a YouTube channel that I watch that just they play obscure video games to talk about them. I watched 5 minutes of this,
yeah,
saw what this was, kind of learned it was this weird educational horror-ish game, and I saw a couple screens. I was like, hit pause. I quit out of YouTube, opened my notes app up, and then typed in this game into my notes for my note for season 13 game selections.
yeah,
And that's about all I know of this game. It solely put it on there because it was weird, and I was trying to challenge myself to get something on the list that you may have never heard of before.
bingo, dude. Yeah, had not, no idea. I'm excited. This is like a DOS game.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird time. Um, and I've been pining to go back to Japan, so to be able to do it through the power of software will be very nice. I really don't know what we're gonna get into. I don't know if it seems like a horror game just from the cover
Yeah, I
and
don't know. I don't know how heavy it leans into. Like I've seen obviously some watching some of that video, the little bit I did. I saw some screens. I don't know how hard they lean into horror or the educational side of things, but yeah, let's
yeah,
play something weird.
yeah. No, that'll be a good one. August 11th, episode 6/22. We're gonna stay in Japan. We're already there. We might as well go from Kyoto, take the Shinkansen up to Tokyo, and play one of my favorite series, Tokyo Extreme Racer. We're gonna play Tokyo Extreme Racer 3 this time around, and I'm thrilled. I've been having spoilers. I've already been playing this one just because it's fun. I played the first one on Dreamcast. I've still not played the second one. I played some of Zero, and then there's like I forget the name of the. There's one on PS1. There's some PSP one, but I've not played 3. Um, Coincidentally, I put this on the list because it's been so long since there's been a Tokyo Extreme Racer game. And after I'd already added this to the list, Genki announced a brand new one coming this year. It's out now in early access. You can play it on Steam. I've been playing that one too simultaneously with this, and it's so good. But this one's just like classic good. I'm super stoked on this one. You have like no your expectations of this or where?
Yeah, we talked about it briefly, but like I imagining like Need for Speed, Underground, Midnight Club, maybe with like a Forza Horizon open world shtick that some
Okay.
of those games in that era had. So yeah, no idea what I'm getting myself into just based off your reactions and the way you just don't talk about this game in front of me.
I mean, what do you want to know? Nothing or
I want to know nothing at this
all right.
point.
Yeah.
The way it's been talked about, like they're even in a message thread with friends of show Mark and Ben. You put a spoiler thing in some of the stuff you've been talking about for me,
That's
so
true. Yeah.
I'm curious now.
It's just it does something weird with racing that I've not seen in another series that I think is cool. Um and yeah, the new one that they put out that's on Steam goes like a little bit weirder. There's like 2 words I could say that would just sort of melt you a little bit that I won't because they're also not
Okay.
in this game. But yeah, this one super fun. And yeah, I'm having a great time racing around Tokyo right now. So I'm looking forward to that one. That's going to be a good time. August 18th, 6:23. We're going to leave Japan and head over. I think in Wales is where this one takes place. I don't remember, but Matt, you're bringing Kudelka to the list.
Yeah. This pretty much stemmed from I don't know. I've been like Parasite Eve. I know it's been like sinking on our list as of late, but Parasite Eve just like was such a good game,
Yeah.
and the sequel is something completely different. Unfortunately, it's
Yeah.
still a fine game, but it's not that first game. And I was like really trying to chase like a turn-based horror thing like Parasite Eve, and in some YouTube watching, I finally stumbled upon this at some point in the summer last year, and was like, "Ooh, well, I probably would never go back to this just organically." So toss it on the list, and yeah, here we are.
I'm stoked on it because this is one where I was flipping through a random video game magazine a couple years ago, and there's a full page ad with this box art on it, and just like some stupid teaser text you would have in a magazine ad about Journey to the Land of Kudelka or something. And I was like, what is this? And I ended up trying the game out a little bit, and like combat's really cool, fully voice acted, the tone is there. I'm super stoked. I just never like finished it, so I'm really excited to play it for the list, see how it shakes out. I think we're gonna have a good time. Weird bugs and magic and demons and stuff, all that. Next up, our final episode of the season, episode 624, our seasonal check-in with Animal Crossing. We'll look back at what summer was in Animal Crossing at the end of this, and then that'll be our third episode for Animal Crossing Part 3. We've already done 2. We did winter and spring, so we'll check back in with this, and then of course we'll do fall. We won't rank this until the fall, but really looking forward to seeing how summer goes. Summer's usually like a good time in Animal Crossing in terms of activities and catching bugs and fish and doing tournaments and stuff like that. So, plus I'll get the opportunity to see what they do for my birthday. I don't know how that one's going to shake out. How are you digging Animal Crossing?
When I check in with it, it's all right. I just kind of do my typical rigmarole. Um, I did. We talked about it on the spring episode, but I'm gonna find the week where I'm like around Animal Crossing enough throughout a week where I'm gonna try and cheat Mr. Nook and just become rich overnight.
Yeah. It's turnip
So
time.
I plan on doing that at some point during the summer. Just I'm looking for the opportune week where the work schedule maybe allow like just me checking in on both sides of morning and afternoon. I'm
Yeah.
assuming it plays like New Horizon, or at least
I
I can't imagine does too much else
yeah, I don't remember.
besides changing price like maybe once a day. So I gotta at least check in at least once a day with that stuff and see if I can become rich overnight.
I think you can get them. I think you can definitely get them. My favorite thing about the Animal Crossing, not my favorite thing about Animal Crossing, but one of my favorite things to do or have been doing is all the art that we've done for these episodes has just been a fox in various seasons. We had a fox in winter, a fox in spring, and now I've got our little summer fox here in this image. So that's a good time. That's all the podcasts for the season, but we're also doing some streams. So I'll show y'all what we're doing, but keep in mind dates might change depending on stuff. The podcast dates are pretty locked at this point. Stream dates might vary a little bit, but let's take a look. Oh, and I've kept our faces over it. So Matt, I'm actually gonna hide us. I can't hide us actually because then
Change the layers.
then you'll no you'll yeah, that's a good idea. Let's slide up a little bit and slide down a little bit. Yeah, I didn't want to lose your microphone. So, all right, we're good.
Yeah, no. I knew exactly the predicament you're in.
Yep, we got it. So on Friday, June 13th, I don't know why I'm looking at the camera. I don't need to now. We're not on there. Friday, June 13th, we are gonna dive into the NES Classic, Friday the 13th. Finally, you and your friends are dead.
Throw some rocks.
Yeah.
Throw some rocks. Various things. Yeah. That I kind of forgot about the game over screen. We'll have to die eventually, of course.
Oh, we will. Yeah. There's no way to survive that game. The next up, a little bit after, we'd normally do one stream a month, but this time Friday the 13th was too good of an opportunity to pass up. However, our standard monthly stream is going to be Batman Forever on June 22nd. This is a game we've long beloved classic here at thefreecheese.com, and the movie celebrates its 30th anniversary this year, so we thought what better way to do that than to dive into this yet again. I'm curious to see if we can get further than we ever did as kids, because this game's not a good time.
Ain't no way.
I know. In July, we're going to celebrate the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man. Yeah, it has to be 45th. Yikes.
It's 45th.
Yeah. And we're going to do this with a race. So we're going to, each of us split the screen and see who does well in Pac-Man. And then August, we're going to come back to our 16-bit journey, and Matt's going to pick a Super Nintendo video game for me to play. Do you have one in mind already?
No, I do not. I have to. I have to check my personal collection. Depending on what's there, I might have to finally deviate.
I know we're getting there. I'm gonna bring us back to our two shot here. There we go. Yeah.
I have a lot of games. I have a ton of games. Like physical, it's just how many of them actually work for this format. So
yeah.
We'll
yep. See. Time will tell. And that's it. That's the summer season. So hang out, check out. If you're watching this after the season has started, theoretically, I have gone back, and along the way of this video, I have dropped in little clickable links for each of the episodes as they've gone live. So you should be able to have jumped right to an episode. All those episodes are here on YouTube, but they're also, of course, on your favorite podcast service and thefreecheese.com, where all of our stuff goes. Videos, written content, podcasts, everything else. So go hang out there. Matt, I'm looking forward to a dope summer.
Me too.
Good luck on the golf swing.
Oh, thank you.
And everyone else, good luck with summer. It'll be great. We'll see you soon.